Everything began when I was taken by my auntie to attend a strange charismatic church. During prayer the leader rolled a cloth on my eyes. I felt smoke entering my eyes. Then they gave me water to drink, and when I did drink the water, I felt a strange power entering my body. As a result of this strange ritual, I became an active witch. My spiritual eyes were opened in that church. I could now see the spirit world. I was able to distinguish between witches and non-witches. When I arrived back home I began to cry because I knew what has happened to me. I knew that I have become a witch because of an evil church. My auntie said, "Why are you crying, Jemima?" I replied to her, "Auntie, you don't know what you have done to me by taking me to that church." But I told my granddad that I have become a witch, and he rebuked and shouted to my auntie. But this was just the beginning of my deadly journey. Moment later I receive a phone call from the Marine Kingdom through my hand. The number that called me was written on the palm of my hand, and it was the number of the beast 666, and, in order to talk to the submarine world I had to use my hand and the two-finger. Though my name was Jemima, the goddess baptized me in the name of Mirabel. She said to me, "Mirabel, it is time for you to come down to the marine world. Hurry up, Mirabel." Not long after this call, I left my body and landed in the world that is under the ocean. I saw another world like the Earth, but this world underwater was more beautiful and more advanced than the Earth. When I got there I was told by marine spirits to go to my mother, for she was a mission for me. Underwater I was introduced to my new mother, the Queen of the Coast. When I look at this female fallen angel, I was wondering whether she was a man or woman. She was strange. I said to the goddess, "This is not my mother, for my mother is on the surface world." The goddess replied to me, "Your biological mother is no longer your mother. This is your new mother. You no longer belong to your biological family. You have been sold to us and you belong to us." I wanted to ask many questions, but I was told to shut up because this was mission time. The Queen of the Coast told me, "You need to rest because you have fulfilled your mission." I said to her, "I don't know about the mission you are talking about." Immediately she made a gesture with her hand. As a result a huge mirror appeared. This mirror was projecting images. The Queen told me, "You are wondering about the mission you have carried out. Look, these are the 300 babies you have offered to me in sacrifice. This is why you are deemed worthy to be called my daughter. This is because the blood of these babies is shouting louder." I began to say in myself, "I don't remember sacrificing these babies. When did I do it?" The Queen of the Coast read my thought and said, "Go to Earth to rest. We will call you." When my spirit returned to my body where I was sitting, I jumped out of the sleep. The person beside asked me, "Why did you jump out of the sleep?" I already hated everybody at home. Back then no one was born again in the family. Then the Queen called me again, and my hand was ringing, and the number of the beast 666 was visible in the palm of my hand. When I answered the Queen of the Coast, she told me, "Come back under the water again, it's time for mission." When I descended in the Marine Kingdom, the Queen of the Coast told me, "It is time for battle. We are in war against these churches. You are going to the world. You are going from one church to another. You must destroy these pastors, especially those who serve God in truth. We are not sending you against false pastors because they are our servant and they come from here. When meeting time will come we show you our pastors. But we are talking about those who are authentic real men of God, because you must wage war against them." The Queen told me to open my mouth and she blew a smoke in my mouth. She said, "This is so that you will hate the people of the world. You will no longer love humanity." As a result I hated and rejected the people of the world. The Queen said, "I am sending you to America." At that moment she projected the image of a pastor in America and said to me, "He is the one who is destroying our infrastructure. You will kill this pastor. Don't have mercy on him because he has no mercy on us." Then I came out of the marine world and emerged to the surface back to my body, and I jumped out of the sleep. My auntie asked me, "Why do you always jump out of sleep?" She never knew that I was performing astral journey to the world that is underwater. The Queen called me, "Mirabel, it is time. You have to go to execute your assignment. You are wasting time." Since this was a physical assignment, I went to the airport and stole mystically a passenger passport and changed the identity and the photo and was admitted into the plane. When I arrive in America before the church of this targeted pastor, I saw that the church was covered by flames of fire, and I could not enter because of flames of fire. Then I saw a young lady coming to church, but she was wearing earrings and tight skirt. She was adorned with ornament and vanity of the world, yet vanity and modernity give legal right to the enemy. I enter in the body of this sister. I projected my spirit in her body in order to enter the church, and once I was inside the church I left her body and sat on a chair. I began to stare the pastor in the eyes. Since the pastor saw that I was staring him in the eyes, he refused to look at me. Nevertheless, I kept staring the pastor in the eyes. Pastors must be extremely careful because we are in a battle. The war is going on. When the church was about to end, the pastor began to pray for people. I stepped forward and told the pastor, please pray for me, I have a pain on my head. Pastor must have discernment and be sensitive to the guiding of the Holy Spirit, because people come with different spirit. When the pastor laid his hand on me in precipitation, immediately a snake left my body, crawling and entering his hand. When the snake has entered the pastor through the hand, this snake of destruction destroy many organ in this pastor body, while my body fell to the ground as a result of laying on hand. My spirit left the body and I traveled beneath the water to the marine civilization, where the Queen of the Coast congratulated me, saying, "You have done a good work, my doctor. You are a hard worker. I am proud of you." When I had returned to my place, I had a dot of blood from the pastor on my hand. My auntie asked me, where is this blood coming from? I lied to her that I was injured. I said in myself, why is this auntie always trying to control what is happening in my life? I think I must kill her. I spoke that way because I no longer had love and mercy in me. I was resting after this mission when the Queen of the Coast called again and said to me, there is no rest here, we must work. When I joined her underwater, she told me, I want you to kill another pastor for us. He is here in the 8th Street of the Congo capital. After receiving instruction from this fallen angel, I returned to my body on the surface. I said to myself, it seems that there is no rest. The Queen called me and said, Mirabel, there is no time to rest, you must go to your mission. When I went to this church, it was easy for me to enter, simply because women were wearing wig, lady trousers, tight skirt, eyelash, chains. I saw that there was no fire in this church, but the pastor had power. All the members were empty. There was no glory, still the pastor had power. In this church I was received by an usher who had a bad attitude, full of pride. Since she was lacking discernment, she gave me a seat at the front. This is despite the fact that I was dressed indecently. I sat on the chair in front and face to face with the pastor who was preaching. The moment the pastor saw me sitting there with these sexy tight clothes, he was distracted and could not preach correctly. When he looked at me, there was eyes contact between me and the pastor, and I felt a power leaving me through the eyes and entering him like an arrows. It was actually this fallen angel called the Queen of the Coast that was inside me, shooting the pastor with evil arrows. As a result, the pastor fell there on the pulpit. Immediately I left the church. The usher who gave me the seat was the one who rushed to the pastor. Back on the surface, my auntie was suspicious, questioning my ways. I said, this auntie of mine must be eliminated. I was cold-blooded. Then I was called by the Queen to attend a meeting. She said, Mirabel, come down under the sea, we have to go to a meeting. I want to tell you to make sure to keep quiet, don't say anything. I said, what kind of meeting is that? She said, just come and don't say anything. When I traveled to this realm where the meeting was taking place, I saw that the gate of this auditorium was massive and sinister. There were drawing of a huge eagle on it and also many skeleton. I said, what a suspicious gate is this? My companion said, Mirabel, don't say anything, keep quiet. When we had entered, I saw on the throne a very dark figure. I said, I expected light, but what is the dark figure on the throne? My companion said, stop speaking in your heart, just watch. I stayed silent and saw a character that brought a huge book and began to enumerate the commandment of Satan to demons, mermaids and Satanists. That goes as follow: you will not love your family anymore because they are no longer your family, and secondly, you will never give them your money, thirdly, time is short. When he began to speak about time, I said in my heart, in the world I hear Christians saying time is short. This entity said, there is no more time, time is short. Go ye into the world, destroy pastors, open bar, nightclub and hotels that we can win more souls, because time is finished. I said. In the world I heard a pastor preaching to his member and saying we have to work to win more souls because time is finished. I am stunned. Here the same thing here. This character opened the book and said, "This is the mission of our forces, our spirit of water and the land. We have to kill, steal and destroy. We are not allowed to do good under no circumstances. Go to the world and destroy. Don't do good. Behold, this is the fate of those who do good." A man was called to step forward and he was decapitated on the spot. This evil character said, "You have all seen the fate of this agent who did good on the land. We kill agent who do good instead of wickedness. Your mission is wickedness." This meeting took place in the second planet in space in a dimension where we were walking on glass. We were all dressed in black.